Hello, my name is Vu Pham, and I'm a Portland-based filmmaker. For the past few years, I've been pursuing the most unimaginable endeavor of my life, to speak face-to-face with the man who murdered my mother in 1983. He was a fellow refugee that was her ex-boyfriend and once a father figure to me. He was tried, convicted, served time, and now lives in the world fully aware of my existence, but unaware of the shape and depth of the mark he left on my life. My pursuit of restorative justice began quietly during the pandemic, and over time, it drew me back into contact with my past, including my mother's sister in Vietnam. Through our reconnection, something unexpected happened. She inspired me to bring my mother back to our homeland. And so, last year, I returned to this cemetery here, Mount Calvary, in Portland, Oregon, where she was buried. With support from the Oregon Department of Justice, we disinterred her remains, cremated her, and I carried her ashes across the ocean and laid her to rest beside our relatives and ancestors in Vietnam. This act of repatriation, after decades of silence, was both a homecoming and a moral rebirth. It opened the door to the film I'm making now, Sea Rose Ashes. Sea Rose Ashes is not just a documentary. It is a living reckoning, and we're asking for your support to help complete 3 intertwined goals. The first is to help cover the legal, investigative, and administrative costs tied to my ongoing pursuit of restorative justice. This includes third-party mediation, legal counsel, and independent investigation. As well, it is to help engage the legal and law enforcement team that was involved in my mother's case, all of whom are retired but still living. The second is to return to Vietnam at the beginning of 2026 and film the second chapter, a retracing of the harrowing voyage we made as refugees from the Mekong River out to the South China Sea, this time seen through my mother's eyes. It is both an act of cinematic remembrance and a ritual to honor her immense courage and resilience. The third and final is to complete post-production on Sea Rose Ashes, the film that tells the story of immigration, repatriation, and restorative justice in the broader context of both personal and historical conditions. Independent projects like ours exist in a shrinking landscape. Currently, public arts funding is rapidly dwindling, and institutions like PBS, NPR, and the NEA are all aggressively campaigning for direct donor support. And while their work is important, independent voices like mine will fall through the cracks. And that is why we turn to you in this strange hour of the American experiment. When you give to this deeply personal endeavor, you are helping carry forward an honest message of peace and hope. You're helping to tell a unique story of both tragedy and redemption. And why does this story matter? Because each of us must wrestle and reconcile with our own suffering. And that is what it means to suffer well. Because each of us must face our own fears, and that is done best when there is hope. Because each of us must make meaning from our wounds so that we may reveal the flower of tragedy hidden in the shadows of time. This film does not promise answers. It is a mirror of an inheritance written into all of us, and in reflecting, we may, with some luck, find our truest selves rising into a new season. That is why this story matters. And if this moves you, please help me fulfill the pilgrimage of a lifetime. Give what you can, share this campaign with others, and join us on this quest. With love and gratitude, thank you so very much.